Hey, it's Mandy with Guilty as a Mother, today talking about unexpressed feelings from a multi-family family vacation. And when I say multi-family, I'm saying like my husband and then his siblings and their families and his parents, right? And each of those siblings has their own family starting, some with kids and some who are still deciding if they want to have kids and build their family bigger or not. And of that, our family does have, me and my husband's, have 3 young children in this mix. And this family vacation was to another country. We went to the Dominican Republic, and it was something we had pretty well planned out. We had transportation, Airbnb, all of those things checked off in their place. So we knew what we were doing and what to expect for the most part. But with that being said, and knowing that not everybody had the same family makeup as ours, or even the other siblings who did have kids, not every child is at the same developmental stage, right? Everybody's kind of in their own pocket of developmental growth. And so that means tantrums happen, there's diapers, or there's formula, or there's this toy, or there's that toy, or this toy is super special to just this one kid and we don't touch that for anybody else, right? Like every kid has their own kind of little fun quirk that you got to figure out what's going to work, especially on a trip, and making sure that it's comfortable for everybody who is in that facility. And I want to say too that I really do enjoy watching my kids as they hit those different benchmarks, right? Like they go from this little potato being born, and then they start being able to identify things, and you just like, even if you're working with them on certain things, it's still like when that light bulb hits and turns on, like, and then they just know it for the rest of their life. And it is just seems like a bizarre magical experience when all of a sudden your kid is identifying numbers and you're like, how in the world did you know that? You can look at that and know that that's just the number 3. Like, it's just kind of wild to me. And so I really do enjoy all of that, but I do know that all of that comes with all those tantrums and invading of space and just trying to figure out how the world works, and those different little mini conflicts between siblings, and packing diapers and all those extra things that you have to plan to make sure that the experience goes well and that the kids are safe, and everybody, is having a relatively good time. And I couldn't help throughout this entire vacation when any of my children had a little bit of outburst, or there was some sort of malfunction in some way, of just that guilt setting in and being like, oh my gosh, if I would have just done XYZ, maybe this wouldn't have happened and everybody else's experience would be better. Oh no, like we have to go back, we have to get this thing that we forgot, and if we don't have it, the rest of the day is going to be so much harder, so we have to turn around and add a half an hour to our travels for the day. And when those things happen, I couldn't stop but be like, well, maybe we should have pushed potty training a little harder so then we didn't have to worry about diapers at all. And that would have taken one more thing off of our list of we had to remembers. Or, gosh, I wish we would have just tried harder, like weaning one of our kids off of this bottle, and then we wouldn't have had all these extra dishes. Or what if? And it's interesting how on a trip, especially with other people, how like so much of that stuff is just like zoomed in on and like blown up, right? Where you just see it so much more, where you're like, I swear when we're at home, it doesn't seem this hard, or it doesn't seem like the crying or the kind of bickering back and forth, trying to have conflict resolution between the kids is this loud, or is this long, or whatever it is. Like, it is wild how that's all I could focus on during this trip. And I just wanted to share this because I feel like this is probably something that a lot of other moms experience, a lot of other fathers experience, right? Any caregiver who is going out and about with their children, whether it's one, whether it's three, whether it's 12, however many it is, I think it's very predominant in our minds. What if we would have just done this? If I would have just been this kind of parent, maybe this would have been easier. I feel though that for me, I couldn't help but think like, I just wish there was a little dial I could turn down the screams or the yelling, just so that it would ease the tension in the room, so that hopefully everybody else's experience on this vacation was a little bit better. Or, you know, when every tantrum hit, like just wondering what can I do to quickly ease the situation, to alleviate it so it doesn't become something more. Like every time we had to pack one more bag in the car, it's like, whoa, I wish I could have just done anything to make that load less. But I want to, on behalf of any other parent or caregiver who feels this guilt, I just wanted to share that at the end of the day, we are working through these challenging thoughts and feelings. And when our baby screams at dinner, we will take them, we will let our food get cold, and we will leave the room to cuddle them so that your dinner food experience is easier and quieter. And when a tantrum comes up, we're going to do our best to quickly move to the other room for the same reason, in hopes that you don't realize that it even happened or that there was even an issue, because we don't want your experience, your vacation, to be any less, because our children are learning and growing, and we're just doing our best to love on them and help them grow and figure things out without doing something on the other side of things where we're coddling them too much, or whatever the books say about XYZ. We are sacrificing our experience because we want to, but in hopes that it doesn't affect yours as much. And please just know that we are trying our best, and we're super grateful for the support that you give us, because it means more than you would think. So if this is something that resonates with you, if you've felt this guilt, if you have experienced a vacation like this, I'm here for you. I know there's others who are there for you. Let's build a community so we don't have to feel and be guilty as a mother.